So we all know that one student, right? The one that walks into class every day looking confident and barely has a care in the world. That somehow pulls out straight A's, top grades, has a good social life, takes care of their body, hits the gym and stuff. Meanwhile, the rest of us can barely even stay awake, having to fight so hard to even get somewhat decent grades and can't even get off our phones and stop procrastinating. So what if I could tell you now that you could become that student? The one that everyone secretly wants to be. Top grades, amazing health, and still has time to have fun with friends. And the best part, it's not about just working a lot harder. It's actually just about working smarter. So let me just share this with you and give you the step-by-step blueprint to become that student and make everyone wonder, how do they do it all? And also, every single thing I'm about to tell you is something that you can literally implement today. The first thing is your morning routine. This is actually the thing that separates those successful students from everyone else, the others. But wait, don't click off this video. I'm not going to tell you to wake up at 4 a.m. or to go on a 20-mile run before school even starts, or college or uni or whatever you're doing. I'm literally just going to explain something so simple, but it's going to make all the difference. The first thing is going to be set your alarm to the same exact time every single day. And yes, that means even the weekends. It means you can't just sleep until 2 p.m. on Saturday and Sunday. This is incredibly beneficial for your body because your body runs on a clock. Not like the ones that we use, but its actual own internal clock. And by waking up at the same time every day, you get into a rhythm. And it means that you're basically going to be on your best performance every single day. The second crazy simple thing that you have to do in this morning routine is when you wake up, don't reach for your phone. The first thing you do every single morning should never, and I mean never, be reach for your phone and shove a screen in your face. Instead, get up out of bed, refresh yourself, go to the bathroom, splash your face with some water, have a shower. Don't check your phone yet until much later. Trust me when I say this is going to make you feel so much more fresh and actually relaxed for the day, and you haven't just shoved the screen in your face and made yourself feel a lot more tired. And yeah, that's literally it. Those are the only two things that I want you to worry about. And this routine is what you need to do to wake up fresh and ready every single day. Next thing, study strategy. For most of us, this is our biggest issue. We don't know how to actually study. How the top students actually study and succeed that way. First, let me tell you why your method of studying probably doesn't work. For most of us, what we're doing is called passive studying. This means stuff like reading notes, maybe highlighting your words or key phrases, or listening to videos or things like that. Now, I can tell you right now, as someone who's been there and done it, these simply are not good enough. They will not cut it. They will not get you those top grades. That's because you're not truly using your brain. This is a passive way of doing it. You're not actually challenging yourself. You're not actually giving yourself a reason to recall that information. So if you're doing this and this is something that you have done, then I'm going to tell you right now, this is wrong. As you can probably guess, instead, what you should be doing is called active studying. This means flashcards, this means practice questions, this means doing an exam paper, etc. What makes this so much better is when you're doing active studying, you actively have to recall that information. When you turn over that flashcard and it asks you a question, your brain thinks, okay, what is the answer to this? These methods of studying, doing practice questions, doing exam papers, it's hard, it's challenging, and that's what makes it fun. You can get better and better scores each time, and you can see yourself progress and develop. And the last thing is there are tons of studies online that show that doing this method of studying, doing active studying, you learn 10 times, 15 times better than doing passive studying. At the end of the day, this means that you have to actually look for an answer. With this, you're given the answer, you're given the questions, it's easy. So definitely keep this one in mind. Another one that a lot of us struggle with is time. And what you're gonna do for this one is called the 50-10 minute rule. And I know what you're thinking, oh my days, it's another time management tool. I've heard these a million times, but no, this one is different. Firstly, obviously, as you can guess, you're gonna do 50 minutes of work and this 10 minutes is gonna be a break. So you're gonna do 50-10. 50-10. That's how your study sessions are going to be structured. However, the reason why you're actually going to get work done, the reason why this is actually going to work is because you're not going to have your phone in the room while you study at all. No, you can't turn your notifications off. No, you can't just go in D&D. It needs to be out of the room. What this does is that you can't see it, you can't hear it, you can't feel the vibration, you can't do anything with it, and that means you're not going to get distracted. So have those 50 minutes of pure, concentrated, and focused work, and have that 10-minute break after. Super important is in that 10-minute break, you're not just going to go and scroll on your phone when you put it in the other room. What you're going to do is something actually very important. You're going to go on a walk or speak to someone or do something that's not very stimulating, like going on your phone, and that still keeps you focused on your task. Those are the kind of breaks that the top students have to always stay focused and have those good study sessions. Now I'm going to tell you about some study techniques that I personally use to get straight A stars. The first thing is something called blurting. I'm going to tell you exactly how you're going to do this, and I've used this so many times and it's hella useful. The first thing is you're going to get this nice blank piece of paper about a topic that you've read your notes about a few times or you know a little bit about. Then you're going to write the name of this topic in a big bubble right here. Then what you're going to do is you're going to have these little lines coming out and you're going to write any sort of information that you know about this topic. For example, say my topic was about bonding in A-level chemistry. I'd write about all the different kinds of bonds. I'd write about the intermolecular forces. I'd write about all of the different kind of things that come into play here. Basically, anything and everything that you remember needs to go down on this page. And what's key here is you're writing all of this down straight from memory. You're not going to use any notes, any help, anything. Straight from your mind. That is important. Then once you've done that, you're going to take a green pen or anything else, write some corrections for all of the points that you had, anything that you missed, anything really important that you had to add extra. And then once you've read everything and actually understood that, you're going to rub it all out. And again, same thing. Write that big topic in the middle. Write that bubble. And then do your lines and do all of the content, all of the things that you know about that topic, and just redo that process. This is called blurting. It's getting your mind onto that page. Let me tell you right now, this is crazy useful, and it is weirdly really good and actually works really well. The next thing is something that barely anyone knows about, and it's called the mistakes book. And this is exactly how it works, okay? You're going to do those exam papers. So say, for example, I'm studying A-level chemistry. I'm going to do A-level chemistry exam questions, exam papers. I'm going to get through a few of them. Then what you're going to do is any question that you found hard, any question that you found really challenging and you didn't really know the answer, you're going to highlight that question. You're going to save that question. And by the way, pro tip, I do this digitally using an iPad or whatever you used to study. Do it digitally, it's a lot better. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna put it in this book, this mistakes book, mistakes folder, wherever you want in your notes app or organizer, put it there, save it as a screenshot or whatever. And this is after you've obviously reviewed the answer, you've seen what you've done wrong and you've corrected it. Then, when it comes time for your exams, all of those questions that you found really hard, all of those topics that you found really challenging, you're going to review them. You're going to look at this mistakes book that you've been building up over these times, that you've been slowly developing and adding more and more questions to, and you're going to re-answer all of these questions. This took me exactly 1 day in like 2 weeks leading up to my physics exam, and it made all the difference. I did so much better because of this method. And here's why. Because I made these mistakes in the past, these were clearly, the points that I struggled with. These were the topics that I wasn't so good at. So by doing these questions again, by having this mistakes book and reviewing that before my major exam, I was able to walk in there and basically be invincible. I knew what I had to do and I knew the questions easily. This is a really good technique to use as well. The next thing is body transformation. Look, I'm gonna be real. I'm not a fitness guru. I'm not a bodybuilder, but I'm gonna tell you, you don't need 6 or 7 gym sessions a week or a 20-mile run every single day. All you need are 3 45-minute sessions a week. Whether that's playing a sport, going to gym, running, it's your choice. As long as it's intense and you're consistent. This is what I would aim for, these 3 45-minute sessions a week. I can tell you right now, you want to become that student, you want to get those top grades, you have to take care of your body. Because at the end of the day, the discipline that you learn from this is going to be so easy to transfer over to your study life. Last and probably most important thing is going to be your social life. The best students and the ones who are the happiest aren't the ones that work 24/7. They aren't the ones who stand in some corner alone for their entire life. They're the ones that actually talk to people, the ones that have fun, the ones that actually go out and socialize. There's actually more to life than that crazy hard exam that you have. And having people around you is going to remind you of that. The quick tips I could give you right now is join a study group, join a sports club, join any community that you're actually interested in. Trust me, there's actually a lot out there. Firstly, having the skill to be able to speak to people confidently and clearly is extremely valuable. And also having that balance between work and goals and having fun, chilling with your friends is extremely crucial as well. It means that you can actually enjoy the process, enjoy the challenges that you go through. And let me now tell you the final game changer that literally nobody talks about. This could very well change everything for a lot of people watching this video. You know those students who get into the best unis, get those best apprenticeships, get those best internships, etc. They did not do it by luck. While everyone else was worrying about the next exam, the short term, which yes, is important, they actually looked all the way at the long term and started acting on it. They didn't wait until the last year of school or college to think about their career. They knew now, and they joined professional groups. They did work experience. They did events, all of these sort of things. All things that help them build up themselves, their skills, and most importantly, their CV. And that is what set them apart from everyone else. Not to mention that the people you meet and the connections that you build are also incredible. And that's how they're different to normal students. And that's how they win at life. If you've gotten this far, I'm not gonna lie, I'm impressed. A lot of people wouldn't actually get here. That shows that you specifically are serious about your studies. And you definitely have the ambition and drive to be better. If you're looking for a group of people similar to you to share ideas, resources, and ways to actually be more productive, then join my free group in the link below. And take care, I'll see you in the next one.